Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I'm going to answer one of our God ordained spouse questions she sent in. She said, "My God ordained spouse is currently living with a counterfeit and has a child. When I found out, I told him congratulations and that he would make an excellent father. At the beginning of 2021, God gave me a vision that the child is not his. I cried heavily and felt the pain in my body as my spouse did in the vision. At the beginning of 2022, it came back to my mind, and I told God to reveal the truth to him. And God told me I was the one to do it. It made me so sad. I didn't want to, and I was very hesitant. But I kept hearing that the truth will set him free. I ended up calling him and I told him. He told me that it wasn't true and that he got a test done. I apologized, but I still felt that wasn't the case. After sharing this, we proceeded to talk for an hour. He carried most of the conversation. I was confused as to why he would want to talk with me after I told him the child wasn't his. When we got off the phone, God told me he lied. It made me cry. Why would he choose to stay with someone like that? Why would God have me tell him? Why didn't God give him that revelation? I used to beat myself up a little bit for telling him, excuse me. I used to beat myself up a little bit for telling him that, but someone told me the devil doesn't give visions like that. And every time I doubted, I felt a conviction that I'm going against God. Okay, so thank you for sending in your question. I just want to start off just by saying this. This is for everyone, not just for the one who wrote in. If your God ordained spouse, whether they are a prodigal or believing spouse, if they are involved with a counterfeit, if they are in a relationship with the counterfeit, if they are living with the counterfeit, if they have children with the counterfeit, and because of the children now they are in a full blown relationship, hands off. Okay, hands off. Like that's a clear indicator of divine separation. Okay, you never want to be entertaining, or even when I say entertain, I'm talking about talking. You never want to be talking, or even giving your time and attention to your spouse when they are involved with someone else, okay? Because it puts you in the weaker position. It causes your spouse to take advantage of you, the situation, and it gives your spouse no reason to come, it gives them no reason, number one, to see your value, number two, to identify you as their husband or wife, and then number three, it gives them no reason to hurry up and get out of that counterfeit relationship. Okay. So I want everyone to understand this. Now, so God, you said God gave you a vision telling you that this baby wasn't your God ordained spouses. And when you told him, he said uh, he had a test done and what you said wasn't true. Okay. So listen, you asked the question, why would God have me tell him? It's all about obedience. If that was a vision from God and God was telling you, go ahead and get him, tell him, the vision I just shared with you. It's all about obedience. God was looking to see, will you be obedient to the instructions of the Lord? And then, because you also said, why didn't God give him that revelation? He probably did. You just don't know it, right? So God was looking for your obedience, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you like how the Lord had told me when He sent me to rebuke my spouse. He was like, the blood is on your hands, okay? You keep on holding this information in that I'm telling you to share. The blood is on your hands, right? So He was looking for me to move out of that space of fear and into obedience, right? So try not to get hung up on why would God have me tell him this, and why this, why that. Just you were obedient to the instructions of the Lord. That's all that matters. Okay. Now you said, why would he choose to stay with someone like that? Well, that's not your responsibility to try to figure out. Okay. Let him see. I always say this. Y'all have to let these God ordained, spouses go when they are in these counterfeit relationships. It's not my responsibility to try to figure out why would he stay in this relationship knowing this is his child. Why would he stay with a counterfeit? It's not my business. My responsibility is to make sure I'm okay at the end of the day. I'm responsible for me, not him. My responsibility is to make sure I'm healed, make sure I'm over here preparing, getting ready. I'm stepping in my purpose. I'm becoming better. That's my responsibility, not him and what he's doing and who he's choosing to stay with. You got to let him have her in that situation, right? You got to remove yourself out of the whole situation completely if you haven't already, so that God could come in and reveal more things to him. Okay. So he's there because he want to be there. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter that she's a counterfeit. He's there because that's where he want to be at this moment. So try not to, read so much into it. Remember what God said concerning who you are to him, okay? And in the meantime, just focus your attention on you, right? You don't have to, continue to doubt, because at the end you said every time I doubted, I felt a conviction that I'm going against God. Listen, you were obedient to the instructions of the Lord. That's it. Rebuke um that spirit that is condemning you. Okay, just rebuke that, and you just know you were obedient to the instructions of the Lord. I don't have to beat myself up over it. I gave the rebuke. I shared, where the truth, where there was a lie. I did what God told me to do. And I don't have to feel bad about it. I don't have to doubt, none of this. I was obedient and God will honor that. Okay. So in the meantime, we have work to do. In the meantime, start preparing for your God ordained love story. Okay. So that is my advice. I am Tequila Coleman. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.